Oh. Today, we are going to be checking out Transit, a collaboration between Andrew Wong, who's designed a plugin with Baby Audio. Oh, if you like what you see in today's video, you can pick up Transit. There is a 10% off code in the description. Use the link, get a good discount, and I'm gonna map that to my MIDI controller. Map that Transit control there. And now, let's just play with that live a little bit. So Transit is a really fun plugin. I'm going to throw this on my master right now. Let's listen quickly to a track that I've been working on. Let me jump to the end of this track, actually. In the stages of making an album or just working on a track, I go through a few stages. Obviously, initially, I'm trying to come up with all the individual musical ideas that comes from everything to the rhythmic instruments, to the melodic stuff. There's the arrangement phase. As you can see, we've got a full arrangement here with an intro, little B section here, the end section here. The stage that comes after all of that is something I like to call like adding bells and whistles, adding little cool sound design moments, transitional sections. It's usually a pain to automate a bunch of things. Now, before I even knew this plugin existed and I was working on this music, I had kind of started that phase already. You're gonna see a bunch of things with that little red dot. We've automated some reverb on this instrument. We've automated some redux. We've automated filters. Each one of those represents a different, having to go through and automate each one is a very arduous process, especially if you want to be creative and you want to get a bunch of different effects kind of changing and morphing and happening all at the same time. So what does Transit do? Well, let me play you some sound and I'll show you what it does. It's a creative transition effect. It can also be used for other sound design uses and other things, so stay with me on that. But this is essentially a very easy way to create cool creative transitions. Let's try a couple more presets and then I'll break down what's going on here in the plugin. Let's throw Transit on just the drums. We have this big knob here. That's the thing you've been seeing me control over time. Kind of master macro knob here. Oh, and by the way, you all voted to have the plugin in dark mode, so I should switch that. There you go, dark mode. But watch all the other modules here and see what happens to them. If you see a yellow light here, a yellow light indicates that there is going to be movement when I change the Transit knob. You can see all of the audio effects that are included that you can manipulate, add to your chain, etc. The way of creating all those interesting mappings is actually made really easy, even if you don't want to start from a preset. So let me just go erase chain and let's start from scratch. Let's do something that's really easy and obvious, like a filter. Solo that. We can change the cutoff. We can change the type of filter, low pass, high pass, band pass, notch. That's pretty standard. And we can change the resonance. Obviously, if I turn the big knob all the way down, we've got no effect happening there. But let's go ahead and turn on the little yellow light here, which is going to allow us to change things over time. Now you'll see when I turn this big knob here, the Transit control, things start moving. So we don't have to go and do any complex mapping really to say, okay, this, go to this knob, this, go to this knob. It's all already baked into the plugin. And what we can do is change the start and end points for these automations. Pink being backwards, green being forwards. Let's experiment. Let's go backwards. Each one of these, you can change the curve, whether it's going to ramp up at the end or whether it's going to start extreme and then kind of level off. Pump, as you might imagine, is kind of going to simulate like a side chain, but we're going to be able to set a rate. So let me just crank that up so we can hear it. And actually, I'm going to jump from using this on just the drums to using this on the master. That way, everything we're doing here is like quite extreme. You know what transit reminds me a lot of? It reminds me a lot of working with the SP404 Mark II's performance effects. Oh, we could talk about randomization now. So I've added a flanger here, and what I want to show off is that we can lock each of the things that we've already kind of set in stone here. If I lock this, we're going to lock distortion, but all the individual things could still be randomized. If I command lock, everything in the module will be locked. So let's lock pump and distortion, but leave flanger totally unlocked. So now we can randomize, and what you'll see is, oh, I realize I did something wrong. Well, not wrong, but it's good to show off. Random lock. I can lock the fact that this is a phaser. Just the fact that it's a phaser, which we just switched from flanger. And then if I roll the dice, it will stay a phaser, but the parameters will change and randomize. So with that one randomized parameter for phaser, let's see what that adds to the sound. If we like it, if not, we can roll the dice again. Let's just hit randomize again and see what other results we get. I'm gonna try to just turn pump off. It's a dry wet mix down here. So you could have like 70%. So we still get that dry signal in there. So now I'm just clicking the randomize button, randomizing only the phaser, just in time with the music. But there is another way to control this plugin. We have this version of the transition control, which we can trigger with this play button here. So watch what happens. So what you notice there, first off, is that this thing is going in time with the DAW. When I hit that play button, it is essentially going to wait for the next downbeat to trigger the effect. So listen back again. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Here it goes. 1, 3, 4. Now that is extremely useful. Not only is it waiting for the downbeat to land, but it is also set to 1 bar currently, so we can change the amount of time it takes to go from 0 to 100. Watch the effect in pendulum mode. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's set to 2 bars, so it went 1 bar forward, 1 bar backwards. You could have multiple instances of transit here for different effects. Oh. That syncopated feel? Okay. Let's think about this section here, because these bridge type sections are a great place to start implementing some transit. This is where it gets nitty gritty, because you can start adding it to individual layers for particular types of effects. Where is that keyboard sound? So what if we just added like a... If you want to just use Transit as a sound design tool, it's useful in that way too. I'm going to copy over that specific effect sound that is with Transit. Without Transit. Before. After. So as a sound design tool, it can be quite nice as well. Okay, this was for sure a lot of fun. If you want to pick it up, once again, link is in the description. There's a code so you can save an additional 10% off. That's on top of the introductory pricing that they already have. Shout out to Baby Audio for sponsoring this video, or sponsoring this stream today. And thank you to Andrew Wong for making such a great plugin. Congrats.